I see your hair is burning. Your hills are filled with fire. If they say I never loved you, you'll know they are a liar. Riders on the storm. Into this world we're thrown like a dog without a bone. Atmospheric river. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your Planetary Defense Commander, Star-Lord Luthor 7. I'm starting this Atmospheric River California episode out by smoking them if you got them. And I gotta smoke, so I'm smoking. And I want to say thank you, guys and ladies, Asteroid Fight Club Astonishers, for being awesome. Y'all are amazing. And so I've been obsessed with the storm for about 12 days. And it is here, and we are watching it. And it is a thing of beauty and a monster. That is the most monster storm I've ever seen. So it is totally a be cool spirit this Thursday. And not only do we have the wildest storm situation I've ever seen, we also have glitches. And so, we're all on super high alert. Stay aware. Now, don't be scared. Be prepared and stay aware as best you can. Because in my 6 years of doing this, this is the craziest weather situation I've ever seen. And I'm not interest mongering. I'm gonna start talking. 3, 2, 1. What color do you want? Let's go with blue. Alright, so notice how this whole thing right here, you are not thick enough blue. I mean, that's almost, it's like a battleship. It's like a battleship shape. With the hand with the horn at the end. And so this is a giant battleship. Ooh, my mouth shaped. This isn't even, we're beyond atmospheric rivers here. One of the things I've done at Thor News, while asking everybody on Earth to form as one Earth family to prepare for these Earth weather changes that would be coming around 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2023, is I've been tracking the rain band size. And they have been growing. And so, this is beyond rain band. This is definitely our first oceanic battleship. No, I don't want to say that. It was for flight purposes. And so this thing is dangerous. And I can imagine by now it's already deadly. And things have been so wild all over the world. For example, dang, there is Australia right about now. And so this is a Game of Thrones story of fire, ice, electric universe, Avengers, Grand Solar Minimum, True Detective. Ooh, that looked like a scorpion. Did you see that? But this is also Australia. And so there's the fire, and this ice has been melted into a large water thingy. And so the West Coast will be seeing, when I say West Coast, I mean like the Wild Wild West. Back before barbed wire killed the cowboy. It's like 33% of the United States will be getting some type of precipitation for about 48 hours. And a lot of these places have already seen some precipitation. And the crazy thing about winter weather is it's a mixed bag. You got your rain, you got your sleet, you got your ice, you got your snow. So winter can accumulate. Like, so if you get snow, you can keep getting snow. If you get ice, you can keep getting ice. Or you can just kind of mix them all up in a weird temperature McDLT. And so the big battle between the fire and the ice is what causes the high drama as far as rain. Oh, here's where we are right now. So I've been noting the most interesting pattern almost consistently for at least a year has been around here. And sometimes it moves, but so that's like a giant hurricane. Or Russia came. And this is wind gusts. And right now we're looking at 59 knots, which I think like possibly 71 mile an hour gusts. But the whole formation of the wind gust field, and remember these wind gusts are pouring out of, this is a volcano range. And some of these volcanoes have been very active over the last 2 years. We've had a 4.7 earthquake in British Columbia over here today. And so as we zoom in, we're on an earthquake warning through the 15th. And so now this kind of looks like a dinosaur head. And this wind gust field, or the wind field, is so weird. I think we have to continue to face the possibilities of seeing earthquakes and possibly volcano eruptions, especially for Hawaii over the next 2 to 3 months. If you remember last year, in April, I think, or May, they had 50 inches of rain, and I was like, oh my God, that is so much rain, dude. They're probably going to have a volcano explode soon. And then the volcano erupted. And it kept erupting. For about 3 to 4 months, if I remember serving correct, but time has been real fluid over the last 3 years, people. This is what I do every day. Watch the shit grow. And as the weather continues to level up and the challenges we face continue to level up, it seems like the majority of people, 90%, have decided to stand still and argue about politics even though we don't have another election for 2 more years. And like literally, again, that would be a waste of time and sit around and focus and talk about politics now. And so we're looking at what is, in my 6 years, it took me like 2 years to really get into weather, because I went to the sun first, and then through the sun, I went comments in the sun, and then that's how I got to weather. Because I was like, holy crap, the sun is acting so weird. And then, what do you know, when the sun acted weird, the weather acts weird. And this is the big rain band that we will be watching, and I'll be watching, over the next hour or two or 3 or 4, 5. And this is the entire moisture situation. Because what it is, science is strange. You know, it's kind of like a weird parent. Where there's some stuff they tell you and there's some stuff they don't. You know, they're like, that's none of your business. Yeah, so basically, if you're not one of those either super rich people or high in government, this is just shit that is none of your business, even if a lot of your taxpayer money paid for it. And so, they have this thing called the bulge at the middle of Earth, where the Earth is not, even though it has hydrostatic equilibrium, from what I understand, the shape of the planet is not round perfectly. It's not flat, and it's closer to round than a torus. But and so in the middle is bulge water, because as the planet is spinning around, it's planetary orbital momentum, angular momentum, and so the water, you know, goes to the middle. It's kind of like if you ever went to a county fair or a thing and you go to the ride that spins around, you stick to the wall. Well, that's what Earth is. And so a lot of the water gets caught in the middle. And as I was just mentioning, the sun's been acting weird since about 2015. No, 2013. The double-peaked solar minimum, the double-peaked solar minimum, like the double-peaked solar maximum, minimum, that was really weird. I kept saying, hey people, the sun is acting weird. And then NASA came out and was like, hey y'all, the sun is acting weird. Because the sun is acting weird. People may bag on NASA, but the solar division is really cool. And they do the best they can with the hand they've been dealt. So, what I was saying was the sun is acting weird, and we are watching this rain train spear. Because as the undercard rain has been coming in, this area will trail and track over, I don't know, I guess anywhere from 25 to 100 miles, 120 miles wide, and then at the duration will just go over a certain spot unless the pressure breaks it up. And so this is the area that has the ability to cause maximum trouble, damage, flooding, in my opinion. And the thing was, is I've been talking about this storm since pretty much February 1st of the situation. So I made like 27 videos over 10 days. Some more not about that subject. Trying to get everybody ready. Wow, what is going on there? See, it's like spaceships fighting and dimensional aliens and Gamera turtles. It's really cool. This is way more interesting than politics. So you got Gamera here, and then you got one of the, is it the right eye or the left eye? That's always around in weird things. And there's that strange line in the middle. And here's our giant. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. Happy Valentine's Day. I was wondering, if aliens came down and grabbed me and pointed a ray gun at me, and were like, all right, you have to choose between Selena Gomez, Emma Watson, Amelia Clark, or Katya Korsakansky, and choose one and marry them now, or we will blow up the whole planet. I think, man, holy crap, that would be like the hardest decision ever. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. So yeah, there's definitely a ton of shit going on. And that's almost like one of those underwater mushroom flying things. I could stare at this for all hours of the evening, because every little field, sector, place is doing something crazy. Wow, neat. It's like a ballet. Man, but beware, I might say crazy shit that nobody agrees with. And that's cool, because I'm a screenwriter. Also. Although, when I went to Hollywood, that was right before, in '96. That was right before Disney took over. Disney asterisk, Disney Hearst. Yeah, so. And so, I seem to inject a lot of mythology into stuff. Or comic book. Or science fiction. Or just regular fiction. I don't know, man, I'm bad with words. So, as your planetary defense commander, I said like 2.5 years ago, or 2 years ago, before we got hit by any hurricanes, y'all, from an engineering standpoint, we could not build a wall because these rain bands are going to keep getting bigger and the earthquakes and the volcanoes are going to get wilder, as Earth seems to do when all the gas giants are on the same side of the sun. And then, now we're here, and shit's crazy. Another thing I gotta show you while I'm up, and I'll get back to the storm in a second. Oh yeah, but so, for those 10 days, the models have been saying that all the red and orange in the storm would totally disappear. Click back over now. Where are we at? Boom, boom, boom. And so, this point right here, I've been saying the models show pretty much no red or yellow coming in. It was like if one team was gonna microwave stuff, they would microwave it down. I mean, it's so complicated. So what am I saying? Oh, but all the models are saying this red won't make it into California. And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I don't see a reason why the water would just evaporate. And so that's why I don't think the models got the projections on the amount of rain totals we're going to see. And so what I'm saying is this thing has the ability to drop a whole lot of rain over one area. Because like, this is going to go on for like 48 minutes. Man, does this shit get wild? They're looking every second. I haven't gotten a good hug in it. This one's an alien. It's like a wyvern. I can't even remember seeing this much rain around the planet. That's a dragon. Daenerys. We definitely have to keep civilization standing long enough to see Game of Thrones, the final season. Now, like, the 2 Avengers trailers have been pretty depressing. Like, on days where I was sad, or I had hacker problems, or I lost my car, or somebody tried to kill me, I was like, damn, I'm depressed because all I've been doing is being cool. And the whole world is fighting me. And then, so, like, and I was like, oh my god, a new Avengers trailer. And I watch it. I was like, oh my god, that was so depressing. Are they going to put any color in the movie? Anyway, that was my whole point. Oh yeah, I can't ever remember seeing this much rain on the planet. This is the Harry Potter, Thor, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, any mythology anywhere it's shit that I've been saying we would see. This is the stuff we need to train for. But like literally, the nation stood around arguing about abortion for 20 years. As the national debt went to, oh, that's another reason I'm kind of a bit emotionally unstable as your planetary defense commander, because yesterday was Catch-22 day. I've been talking about the national debt since it was like 4 trillion. Because I've been in the whole endgame discussion for like 20 years. And so yesterday hit 22 trillion. So it's like catch $22 trillion day. And that we as a planet are a little behind the plan. That's okay, because it's like the Bad News Bears. Where usually, you know, you get your shit, or Stripes with Bill Murray, you get your shit together in the middle of Act 3. Well, that is fast approaching. And we have let division nihilists, like pretty much the biggest whiners and complainers, get the most attention. I don't know, for like 10 years, exponentially increasing. And those days have to end, man. Or not. And if someone wants to say that all this is controlled by geoengineering, I will only agree with you if you say that's aliens. Or there's definitely alien tech at play. And that looks like a giant, cool turtle. Okay, let's get back into the close-up. This sounds like a football game. This weird. And in all my plans, I was supposed to have a super badass girlfriend by now. So, you know, like an Ant-Man and the Wasp, or Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I mean, her would save the world. Along with oil, too, but I was supposed to have a sidekick. Or no, I was supposed to be her sidekick. Sorry, ladies. I hope you guys had a great Galentine's Day. And, I don't know if you guys know this, but social networking has decided that National Peanut Butter Day will now be National Peanut Butter Day, recognizes the complete awesomeness of women. Okay, so yeah, this is exactly a great segue. Me? Okay. So this is Eris. They found Eris in like 2005. Mike Brown, Chad Trujillo, Scott Shepard, and a scrappy band of plucky scientists found Eris and a whole bunch of other planets. And at the time, Mike Brown was like, I guarantee motherfucking you, Eris is massive and way bigger than Pluto. And then so they made Eris the 10th planet. The International Astronomical Union made Eris, it was planet 10 after Pluto. And then like a couple months happened where they forced every astronomer to wear sweatpants and not leave the house for. And then they're like, all right, you changed everyone's mind. Eris is getting demoted from planet X, meaning planet 10, the Roman numeral. And we're demoting Pluto too. And so everybody freaked out. And everybody argued about Pluto, so like everybody pretended like we never found any other planets, like that wasn't any big deal. Like whether or not Donald Trump ate fried chicken for lunch was way more important. Although at the time, wait, who's the politician back then? Bush. Yeah, that was pre-Iraq buildup. Remember that shit? Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, Eris. Eris is the planet of discord, disharmony. And so Eris has been in Aries. Aries is like war. And so that's why we've had a lot of war and deception going on during this long period that Eris has been in Aries. Here comes Chiron, the Paladin Healer. What am I getting at? Oh yeah. So Mars and Eris have pretty much had Uranus surrounded with the healer on the way, and especially with Mars over the last few days. So shit has just been real on shaky ground. And I said the other day, like, if we can make it through the next 6 days when Chiron gets in Aries, we'll be okay, but we're going to make it till then. Let me go back to the store. Thanks for not loading. Maybe next time. But yeah, I never see my shit with you. Now, let me go to AccuWeather. Boom. Hope you guys are being good in chat. Oh, this is my full-time job, though. The bad guys have been kicking the shit out of me for like 2 years, so I'm like down to no resources and no nothing. That's fine. Have you seen the atmosphere? I mean, if they get me, I'm like Earth's good luck charm. I hate to say it, but if I go, I don't think those chances are too good. But the best way to support me and my channel, because this is what I do full time. I've been telling you about this damn storm for 10 straight days. Oh, and I'm not bragging, but last year and the year before, I was the only human being on the planet that was like, hey guys, we're going to get hit by 2 more hurricanes in the United States. And then guess what? We got hit by 2 or more hurricanes in the United States. So yeah, I don't know. I've been doing a good job. And so if you want to say thank you or support, yeah, I got a PayPal link in the information box. Donate it if you can. And that's why I've kept Door News up and running, alive, me doing this full time for the last 3 years. Thank you very much. Because at the end of the world, I've got to do what I love, which is make videos, learn stuff, tell good jokes, sometimes be cute. Yep. So it is now 3:44 Texas time. We've gone beyond, this is no longer just an atmospheric river. This is a literal moisture dragon. There's your moisture pointed ear, there's the eye, there's the teeth, there's the giant neck. It is a moisture dragon. And I don't care who disagrees. What is going on with this line here? With the Gamera and the turtle. Someone name this. And see that question mark? It's a giant question mark, except for the little period at the bottom. Yes. It has a mind of its own. It's like I'm tired of being at the bottom. I'm going to come up and snuggle in the spoon with you. Oh yeah, so it's like a question mark at the dot, and then you got the giant curlicue, and so it's tired of being the shoes at the bottom. It's like, I'm coming up to cuddle with you. And the thing is like, no, I'm the High Queen. Peasant, get back to where you're supposed to be, Gendry. And Game of Thrones. I hope Gendry and Arya hook up. And this may be weird, and you might disagree, and it might disgust you. Because you don't want to see a Lannister with a Stark. But as a writer, I think it would be fitting if Tyrion and I forgot her name. How did I forget her name? Arya's sister. If they got married or fell in love, I think that would be cool. And of course, Jaime with Bree. Although, technically, I gotta admit right now that if the very first episode, Cersei and the pirate were like, alright, I've decided to just be cool. Let's all stop fighting. Let's just build some new stuff and have fun. And they turned it into like a romantic comedy where they built like new cities and stuff. That would be amazing. And I bet it could be hilarious. But I doubt that's the direction they're gonna go. And so, yeah, hopefully I'm painting a picture for you. Here's what it looks like on the map now. So, you know, I've heard some people say to me, yeah, the storm's not that big a deal. We haven't gotten any rain at all. And that's where I'm like, yeah, be patient. Well, I mean, the entire state, pretty much, except for this area, is under some type of warning, watch, mudslides, floods. And I'm now gonna smoke them if I got them, and I got a cigarette, so here we go. We'll look at it here now is precipitation over the next 48 hours. and it is a story within itself. I love a good story. You know what pisses me off? So I got this idea. What do I really want to do with my future? Well, one thing is I want to build a city of the future. We call it Stanley City. I'd like to build in Colorado, but that can be worked out. But it's just a brand new city of the future, built from scratch. The most amazing architecture and design and awesomeness we can come up with. And then a bunch of people who really get into the project and go build the city together, and then live in the city together. And because it's Stanley City, we take pride in being superheroes as much as we can. Because sometimes we can all be assholes, we can be jerks. In the rarest moments of character, we can probably even be worse. And so, that is what I want to do. And that is possible. And so it's been all negativity all the time since like 1999, the Y2K. So it pisses me off that like you come up with a realistic idea like that. Okay, we're going to build a new city, especially away from the coast, since you got to move, I don't know, 60 million people, 30 million people off the coast over the next 3 to 6 years. It's a great idea, but we've been so trained to be doubting Debbies and grumpy cats that like, no, it's impossible. Hey, okay, so this is nothing. They only update this once a day. And I don't know if you know this, California, but back in the day, like 2 years ago, I was living in California, right outside Silicon Valley, when all the dams were like at 90, 98, 97, and it was raining. So those were crazy times, it got real close to funky out there. So I know this system pretty well, but it can change really fast. And the thing that, when the Oroville Dam was broken, that was wild. The dam was broke because the water came out so heavy and fast. And they're like, oh crap. But luckily they probably found a lot of gold under there. I was talking about, oh yeah. So, right now, back then it was the upper reservoirs and dams that we're worried about all the time. I think Dabu 7 and me and BP Earthwatch, if I remember, and possibly Mr. BB333, but that little core group was pretty great at keeping everybody informed, and it got really scary levels. Like 98, 99, sometimes it went over like 101. And if that thing had gone, this whole place would have filled up like a bathtub. And I was like, right here. That's crazy shit. Okay, so now, but the ones we were watching will be Don Pedro, the reservoir. These are just like seasonal averages compared to time, I think. And this is of what it can hold before it breaks. Or is breached. I don't know what terminology is here. So the main one, we were watching the Heavy Rain Band. So we got 87 down here. And then the 90 up here, and the 80 up here. And so definitely, since we know it's going to be raining in California for at least 48 hours, we know that we will refresh that thing every day, because that thing only really updates once, although you can do hourly checks per dam. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. And that whole system is weird, because the most fascinating thing is just watching how much the dam is taking in and then how much the dam is letting out. There's a whole engineering science to that. And I was born in Illinois, but I grew up in Texas. And so, I don't know if you've ever heard of Aggies, Texas Aggies. Oh crap, is my audio okay? That was why I forgot to My hacker's been fucking them out, dude. So wait, somebody said, is my audio okay? No, it's only be like people like, he's high. And it's like, dude, I really am a planetary defense commander. What was it, 3 times in 2018? I got real close to death, but then the Matrix kind of melted and changed. So I haven't been able to get drunk, and I haven't been able to get high in like 2 years. Because, you know, sweet. Because we're really at that point where for, you know, the last 100 years, you had like the old money 13 families, and the 300, they had an unspoken pact where they kept civilization standing, and they kept up their war, theater of war, as progress still happened, right? And so then we got to the next century where, you know, the whole planet has to figure out a new deal. And the Tech 6 disrupted the old money 13. Oh, there's a guy's face in there. It's a painting. Do you see it? That is amazing. And so then, like, so literally since around 2000, it's probably, you know, sooner than that, but we've been in this unspoken negotiation, like everybody's in a negotiation. And that during some of the conversations I had with people, I got frustrated, I don't know, like 2, 3, 4 months ago. And I said that, I know it's like 90% of the people, 95% of the people are like NPCs. They're like the characters in the game that aren't really playing. They're just going to do what they're supposed to do. And they're going to worry about actually playing the game. They're just going to do what they're told to do. And then the meme came out. The Graham meme. And then a lot of people were like, oh, dude, what a dick move to call people NPCs. And it was like, whoa, dude, I'm not saying people aren't non-player character. I'm just saying in this game where we have to make a decision in the future, together, most people are like, hey, I don't want to think about hurricanes. Hey, I don't want to think about oil. Hey, I don't want to think about hyperinflation. But that, yeah, it's real. And that we have to figure this out together or just watch everything get crushed and collapse. But who knows? Maybe aliens are in charge. Because I've said that. If we literally have an alien armada that is outside our planet controlling everything, then my chances to lead us to save our civilization are probably lessened. But I don't want to fail either way. So you've got a giant question mark, except you have your period is rebelling and wants to go to the high ground, which I think he wants to spoon and cuddle, just like me. But no, the White Queen, Phoenix, the company, like, we don't want that to happen. Like, fine. And then like ever just talking about how shitty men are during that entire time. I'm like, why did I don't know. It's like you guys don't even notice good men anymore. Like we're talking about the bad ones all the time, nonstop. That's a bad plan of action. Oh, another thing. When the energy gets real weird and hot, so do I. But the big punch of the storm has not even happened yet, and that is what we are watching. This is precipitable water, which means water that is willing to participate in the storm. And I've watched this chunk as it has moved up over the last 4 days, and at times it has shown the heavy peak over here, which is about 3 inches of rain, I think, in a 4-hour period. And so the moisture goes in pulses. And right now we're looking at a beigey brown mix. As I was trying to state earlier, I never even lit my cigarette. That the I'm almost positive this one Storm is going to overperform even what I thought, as I talked about it for 10 days leading up to it, because I'm not seeing this moisture stream stop yet. Although hopefully it can get cut off by high or some dry air. But we don't have that. We have like Island of the Monsters here. There's so much. This is the craziest I've ever seen it. And that's why. So, like if I had a co-host, like if Amelia Clark was here, we could talk about dragons and shit, and she could add flavor and perspective. Whoa, dude! So what does that look like to you? It almost looks like, whoa, reptilian? You see it? Or fish? There's the eye as it spins around. And definitely, if you're just joining us, this is like the eye of Jupiter, which is turned into a guy's face, painting. And that this is definitely a dragon. I don't think anybody's arguing that, because here's the big dragon neck, the dragon ear, you got the dragon eye, the whole dragon mouth. Maybe it's a she. If she, this dragon thing, is putting her mother on me, I'm over here in Houston. I'm definitely hoping it's a she. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to zoom in on that one. Glitchy. And from time to time, I might call you guys bitches. With the Z. And that was actually a term of endearment coined from Zero Hedge. Back in the day, right after the 2008 financial collapse, where for about the next 4 years, they were saying, oh my God, buy gold and silver, because the next collapse is here, probably here. And guess what? That shit didn't happen. The stock market basically just shot straight up. What was it talking about? Oh, yeah. So here's another thing. What is this weird magical ball, man? It's like, I want to achieve hypostatic equilibrium. See that? It looks like this is going to help steer this straight line here. That's just insane. And at times, people have accused me of, by focusing on the weather, it increases the weather severity. I'm like, that can't be true, because I would guess in the last 2 years, Selena Gomez, Amelia Clark, Emma Watson have been like literally in my brain doing dances and shit, sometimes dressed in X-Men costumes, like 25% of the time. And nothing's happening there. So I don't know how my brain could only work on weather, And I spent a lot of time in my building those damn cities and having people get along and having like stand-up comedy return. To make it through 2018, I spent a lot of time working on a screenplay about the Marvel universe, except with the X-Men, where like all the X-Men start dating. And then Superman shows up, because they all want Thor, and then Superman shows up and they switch over to where they want Superman. Oh, this looks like a woman. See, there's her face. And then there's her. So like, Emma Watson would be like the perfect Kitty Pryde ever, and The Rock would be Colossus. Amelia Clark is Rogue. Selena Gomez is Psylocke. Anyway, it's a romantic comedy. So yeah, I'd take the X-Men and Marvel Universe and the DC Universe and turn it into a 3-movie romantic comedy. Arc. Because at one time, Psylocke, the White Queen, and Phoenix decide that they are very mad at men, and so they're going to start their own school for the talented and gifted women. Not for boys and girls, just for women. And so, due to some sex drugs that synthetic nanocarbon that Tony Stark creates. It drives the ladies crazy, literally crazy. So they try to kill all the men, including all our heroes. Anyway, but it's all romantic comedy. That would only be the end of the first movie. So yeah, I mean, when I stepped away from this weather, since nobody was really paying attention, even though we got hit by like 6 hurricanes in a row, as these rain bands continued to grow in size, and different monsters showed up from different mythologies and galaxies and dimensions, and people were like, "Hey, did you hear what Donald Trump's chauffeur's lawyer's brother had said?" And they're like, "No way, dude. I'm too busy waiting because my radio promised me that Hillary Clinton was going to jail in 3 days. So I put $100 in the office pool." Like that shit just, it really started, 2 years into the, they've just been stepping it up since 9/11, And if I do lose out as your planetary defense commander, I think the 2 biggest things that got me were I didn't see 9/11 coming. I definitely didn't see it coming. And then the whole D-Wave thing where they're bringing in and out resources and energy from other dimensions. I was ready for all the time machine stuff, but the D-Wave stuff, that caught me off guard too. Although, the D-Wave and stuff, that breeds arrogance. And there are problems involved with it that I don't think parties are aware of yet. So, definitely say your prayers. Unless that should piss you off, then I sure don't. Okay, great. But so this is the train we were watching. And right now it looks like a giant, this whole situation looks like the exact reason I gave up one of the greatest jobs I've ever had in my entire life. Just to do this full time. Because that was the only shot we had. Yeah, I admit it right now. That looks like a dumb choice. It was worth it. Because when I was a kid, what I wanted to be when I grew up? I wanted to be a superhero. And definitely for the last few years, I have been a superhero. Why? Because the situation calls for it. We got freaking water aliens, ice dragons, and crazy shit. And then, everybody lost their sense of humor. I don't know if you know that. You do now. Things are crazy. So this is the big thing that's near Australia. Let's go to the world map. And then I'm going to check out chat. Hope you guys are being good. And so yeah, definitely over the next few days, I will be watching this pretty much nonstop. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. And so if you appreciate all my efforts, there's a link in the information box. And one of the things I plan to do is the day after Valentine's Day is go buy some of the greatest boxes of chocolate ever, 75%. And I'm probably going to eat way too much. And so if you want to contribute to that, the PayPal link is in the box because YouTube demonetized me a month ago. They are no fans of me talking about A, the weather, B, volcanoes, or C, peace, world peace. You want to know a video got the video itself unmonetized faster than anything? And you can ask anyone. If you put war and peace in the title, all you're going to do is talk about peace. And dude, that is not advertiser friendly. That's like the least advertiser friendly thing ever. So they monetized me like a month ago. Okay, demonetized. So I need all the help I can get as I continue to put in 80 to 100-hour weeks. Pretty much since the time I said, hey guys, we're going to get hit by 2 hurricanes this year, 2 years in a row. Because this is precipitable water, and the pink is the really, really, really scary stuff. That's like 3 inches in a very short amount of time. And then the brown is like, 2 inches in a short amount of time. And then the Beijing is pretty manageable amount of rain. And so whatever this is that's swimming around and near Australia and whatever these islands are, I don't know, I've never really traveled outside the United States, other than Jamaica for a weekend and Canada for 5 minutes. My dad took me over like Michigan and Chicago. It was neat. Canada felt different. Hey, you hoser. Oh, there's so much shit I gotta talk to you guys about. But this is the giant punch that will be hitting. And so this one train is going to be training over the same area. So whatever little swath that thing covers is going to cause some major problems. And I know for, I don't know, 4 years now I've been suggesting we build cities of the future in spots that are the safest, which I think closest to the mountains. We should be building a superhighway. The one road that China talks about. Because we'd be seeing all this shit. And it's going to continue to increase for at least 6 more years. Because all the gas giants are on the same side. Oh, wait. Okay, everybody back to the one. Ooh, what do I want? Alright, let me play with this one. So these are rain bands, and these are over the next 2 weeks. This is GFS, I believe. I'm gonna check. Hope you kids are good. Yes, this storm will be headed to the East Coast. A lot of times, the water levels either stay at the same as they were when they entered, or they increase. And the thing is, the normal pattern has been for this high that had been here near the volcano areas. They used to sit right here. And a lot of people say, oh, they're geoengineering. So that's why there's no rain in California. And I'm like, no, dude. See this volcano range is when fire and magma moves around. And so, over the last 2 years, the volcanoes in Guatemala and Mexico have been erupting, and then the Alaskan volcanoes have been erupting. And since then, the high pressure spot has been moved around now, which is why we're seeing the rain. Okay, but another thing we're going to pay attention to is watch how the moisture, the last run had it just sitting and spinning around right there. So it takes that giant straight line, which I don't agree with this, and then it breaks that thing off in 24 hours, and then it just has all that moisture float around Hawaii. Okay, we're going to watch that again, where this giant stream, check me. Okay, so see how this giant stream looks like? It looks like somebody's arm. Like there's the forearm and the wrist. It's the dragon's face. And so that is like an arm. And here's your elbow, right? And so this whole thing looks straight with structure. And some of the most incredible differentiation, or whatever you want to call it, within the levels. So now if we watch on the model, okay, that's them. Here we go, let them, so we got them. And definitely make out, if you can, with consenting results. Okay, so see, that doesn't look anything like what we're watching. Now does it? See what I'm talking about? Like, I guess I shouldn't just let it run. Okay, so this is now. So this is the model at 18Z. And so, boom. There, boom. Okay, there, boom. This is what we're supposed to be at, right? This is what the models are saying And look at this 7, which also looks like a giant serpent. But so this is what that's what the models drew that as. And so, this is, and it's essentially what I've been telling y'all for 10 days, that the models have the moisture dropping out. So at the beginning, past Y, it showed this area having a ton of moisture. And then, magically, all that moisture just kind of vanishes. And so, for the better part of 10 days, I guess 12 days, I've been saying, I don't think that's going to happen. And we'd have all these giant spots, and then it would just vanish. The high pressure would knock it out or something. So I've been saying, hey guys, I don't think that's how it's going to go down. And so, that's what I'm saying. And now the models have that giant area kind of just floating around. See how it doesn't make any sense. And things are so weird, it's possible to do all this shit doesn't make any sense, but I'm saying, as I've been saying, now that we're into the event, do you think that thing is at some point going to just kind of stop and then swirl around? And yes, it's going to change at some point. But I don't think the models are as prepared for whatever we're looking at. Because in my 6 years of having a YouTube channel, and though technically I've only been really watching the Weather Obsessively for 4 or 5, I ain't never seen no shit like this. Now remember, especially for the last 3 years, and now that YouTube has demonetized me for no reason, I make all my money off contributions. So if I was really trying to dramatize or overhype something, that would be a bad business strategy. My business strategy is bad enough as it is for me to do all the work and then hope I get paid properly enough to pay my bills. That's bad. So I don't want to make it any worse. So when I say, yeah, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen, it's true. In my mind. So that is dangerous, but this whole area, which we were watching before, is super mega. I mean, somebody left a comment on my page, and it was like a month or two ago, when we were getting hit by, it was one of the big storms, or maybe it might have been the last hurricane. I can't remember at this time. It's been really weird for me since I've been playing hurricanes. And somebody said, ha ha ha, and I'll be in Australia drinking and smoking and being safe. And I just replied, yeah, dude, ain't nobody safe and ain't nowhere safe. And that's why we're going to work together. And so after that, then Australia got hit super duper hard by intense heat, which is happening now, and then supermassive harbor like floods. So yeah, ain't nobody safe. I know that people who are upper class or super rich or rich, they feel they're safer or have places to bug out or whatever. Yeah, you don't. A lot of lies going around this shit show dumpster fire. And that's why I've been saying, we gotta all work together. Put all ideas on the table. That's something. Yeah, but people are waking up every day. It's them and my cigarette. I haven't lost faith. I've averted sheer death 3 times in 2018, just like it was a movie. Game of Thrones. Yeah, and we have to keep civilization standing because I want to see the last season of Game of Thrones. And so, it's going to be worth it. But just the screwed up again. Dang it. Maybe I was. Okay, there we go. Now look at that. That is. There's no word for. I'm trying to find the right word for that. Whatever. That's the straight cloud patch coming. It is Thursday. And good morning and happy Valentine's Day, yo. But that's straight. I don't think that's just going to break up. Doesn't look like it's going to break up anytime soon. But melting kangaroos. They had to shoot 1,200 camels because the camels were all starving to death. And dehydrating. And dehydrating is supposedly one of the most painful ways to die. So they had to shoot like 1,200 camels. And, technically, since we pegged the dollar from gold, we lost like 70% of all the animals on the planet. And that's why at times I get frustrated that 90% of the people are just standing around talking about politics like that made a difference. Like that's going to bring the election any faster 2 years from now. And I'm like, people, we're probably going to get hit by 10 hurricanes and 100 storms between the next election. And they're going to be growing bigger, faster, more frequent. I don't have Super Chat because YouTube demonetized me a month ago. We're talking about, volcanoes and the weather and the truth that politics is, most of it's a distraction. Most of it's scripted. You have war and then you have the theater of war. And so, I don't know, funny story. So when I first started to do this, and I went to film school twice. I wrote a bunch of screenplays, and then I went to LA, and I was actually hugely successful for a small period of time, but I was like, I'm freaked out, and I left and took a 10-year vow of poverty. Long story. Because I want to be the coolest guy ever. Anyway, that shit, I just forgot my point. I had the Los Angeles flashback. What a crazy place. I was there when Harvey Weinstein started to take over, when he was the king or whatever. Oh, and so, but yeah, I used to, I don't know, back then, when I was 27, me and my best friend were like the two handsomest, coolest, funniest guys on the planet. Anyway, so we get to hang out with everybody and go everywhere. And at the time, I was also a screenwriter who got to go to every studio talking about my screenplay because apparently it's hilarious. And so we go to Vegas, go to parties. I don't know, at one time, one of the kind of gangsters, but they were more old school Scorsese gangsters back then, 96, pre-smartphone. I don't know, guys like to talk shit to me. Or be like, I could have you killed, right? Like I've literally had a version of that more times than you could ever imagine in my life. So when I was out in Los Angeles, and me and my buddy were like the coolest dudes out there. Astor. There were other cool people too, but we were pretty special. One of the guys semi-connected to at least one of the two rings around Weinstein was like, if there were too many troublemakers, we just kill them and then go bury them in the Vegas desert. And you can get into the whole Chinatown with Jack Nicholson. And it was crazy. I'm saying the whole gangsters are real, man. Well, the game changed. Because, pirates and gangsters, at least over the last 100 years, have had a respect for the ocean, Mother Nature, and family. But Silicon Valley technology changed all that. Another amazing thing is all prophecy fell off. And this is what I've been saying for 20 years. All prophecy stops once the technology gets to town. Once you go from analog to digital, almost all prophecy stops and just ends. And so from then, nobody knows. Anywho, that's the whole, this is the story we're watching. This is the Rain Train. We click back over to, most of the radars you can look up won't show you all the ocean and rain over everywhere. It looks scary. But know that, this is a big storm. And right now it looks like the Los Angeles area, because my other studies are it shows that when gas giants are on the same side, Earth undergoes a lot of earthquakes and volcano eruptions. And so the last time the gas giants were on the same side, we had the big eruption. It's 7 volcano eruptions in the West Coast. That was like 1900 was the last eruption, but 1800 was when they had a bunch of them. And so volcanoes do erupt. And so it's not going to be a super eruption, but if you're not prepared for it, it's going to be a great problem. So I think we're going to see a version of that over the next 6 years. And so, like, as I've been talking about this, you've seen activity increase in Mexico, Guatemala, Alaska. But whatever's going on the West Coast with earthquakes and volcanoes is anomalous, to say the least. Here's our main giant chunk. And the fact that the term blue and green is freaking me out. I don't think green's on here, or I guess it's there. Just make sure it's weird. But notice how it pulses in and out. I guess the different layers of the upper hemisphere. So once that's when, in my mind, that's when the real part of the storm begins. And how long it's going to go, we don't know yet. Because those models have all this moisture doing this for 24 hours and then being cut off completely. And then the second storm here that's coming down from the Alaska, Canada area, that was going to bring the rain to California because it's going to move down the coast. And so, what I've been saying for 10 days is I don't think that's going to happen. And now I'm almost positive it's not going to happen. So the storm is going to be bigger than any of the models modeled or people had guessed. And I'm not bragging, I'm saying, yeah, I got it right again. Anyway, I've always thought in my 6 years, especially 2 years I said, hey guys, we're going to get hit by 2 or more hurricanes this year. And then we did. I thought maybe when, in like a small town, Houston paper would be like, hey, you hear about the dude who was like, I know I was the first guy to predict, was it Florence? A week out before everybody, and then Cranky was the first guy to predict Michael. We didn't call it inaccurately. I thought, somebody, like, hey, this kid's decent. But no, that should not happen. And it's not like I get enough attention as it is, but it would just be nice to have more people have access to good information, especially when lives can be saved. It was 2 years ago when I was detailing the storm that was coming into California, where they got hit by some like mudslides that wiped out neighborhoods. And the story I've told before many times is that guy was talking about his grandmother called him. He's like, oh my God, I just got an alert on my phone that she was like 80, 85. I have to be out of my house in 30 minutes. I'm going to die. And so she died. And it was the same year that we had the Hawaii ballistic missile alert. Remember when Hawaii sent out, hey guys, that everybody's going to die in 30 minutes. And we had like 3 of those false alerts that year. It's also the year that I think we had, was it 7.5 earthquake right around Alaska? And so when all the tsunami watches were up for the West Coast, I was awake. So there was only like 4 of us trying to tell everybody at the time about the possible tsunami that could come. It never did, but I'm just saying. And then the tsunami site, the government didn't even work. Like it crashed the moment it happened. And I was awake the night that the tsunami hit Japan. Because he asked our nuclear 70 Planet Air Defense Commander. We all have like X-Men type skills. And sometimes, I can feel energy. I believe they call it. And so I had a headache. I just felt bad. Couldn't sleep. And then I remember sitting down in the kitchen and then watching the giant black wave of debris wipe out cities. And that's one of those moments that changes, that I was changed forever. And so that night, there was only a few, I'm talking like on Twitter, going, oh yeah, possible tsunami, and it went down the whole coast because it was like an 8 somewhere around here, 7.5. So yeah, I don't know what happened. In the early 90s, from like 89 to Kurt Cobain died, everything was fantastic, and everybody was getting along, and we were all on the right path. And then Cobain died, Tupac died, Biggie died, the other Lane Staley, all the, when they killed rock and roll. And there was like OJ on the highway in the Monica Lewinsky, boom, straight into cable, internet, smartphones. And then it's been 24-hour news cycles since. And since then, common sense is gone in the shitter. Okay, great. So here's the wind field, and this looks like also looks like a dragon head. You can pick your own animal if you want, but I put out an earthquake watch for the 13th to the 15th based on the storm that we were watching coming in, and there was a 4.7 somewhere up here. And so now looking at this wind field and just the wind pattern, it seems so odd, and some of the patterns we've seen over the week in the Atlantic have been so weird. We're definitely watching for volcano earthquake activity. And so I'm in Houston, I'm here, and what was it, a year ago we had the 8.5, I think 7.8 earthquake here in the Gulf. And that was the day that I was basically saying, like, if you live near a coast, you and your family really need to have a 15-minute get the fuck out the door drill. What's time? 4:29. Oh. I dreamt the earthquake in Japan in real time. It woke me from my sleep. Well, I guess in the good news, I honestly dreamed about Emma Watson, or Hermione, like 5 days ago. And I think we saved the world. So, where it's horrible that that happened in Japan, and I'm not sure we learned anything from it. Considering we just had a tsunami a couple months ago that wiped out a bunch of people and the buoys weren't even working. At least the bright side is that, I guess by dreaming about it, it increases the chances that I'll get to save the world with Emma. But I don't know though, man. Back in 2013, 2015, I think I dreamed about Selena Gomez like 100 times. I think I kissed her like 10,000, and that never happened in real life. So maybe you were gifted. That is your X-Men skill. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't think I came here, and I don't think the universe trained me this well to fail. But I could be wrong. I've definitely been wrong before. So I wore parachute pants in '88. I think I got it from the MC Hammer. I'm now lighting my cigarette. Another thing that's fascinating is watch. So this is that monster storm. And even on this one, I mean, that here is your atmospheric river. And so, hey, it'll be more interesting when we watch it here. Here. So there you go, boom. It breaks off the moisture from here. It's totally done with it by Friday at 2 a.m. Now, honestly, does that look like the same shit that's going to happen? No. No, I say. I've basically been saying this for a week, 10 days. And so now we're here. And again, like, imagine being on this side of it. I don't know, I think for Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, I definitely gave a 7 to 10 day notice. And, we were, get 50 down thumbs because I say impossible Cat 5. And so many people are like, Cat 5's not possible. Although, I don't know, I cried like 20, 50, 100 times after 5,000 people died in Puerto Rico. From like the time it happened to a year after. Tougher now, And did you know that there have been 2 times on our planet where over 1 million people have died in a flood? It's true. Both of them happened in China. But yep, governments have had a long history of jerking off the people. And the people are so happy being jerked off, they don't pay attention to what's really going on. And so though our Earth has had 1 million people die from a single storm twice, we have no preparations in place. But what we do have is corporate-owned life insurance. Or a corporation, like let's say you got 10,000 employees, you can take out an insurance policy on those employees. And like let's say a giant polar vortex tornado comes, kills your 10,000 people warehouse, you got all those people insured. Even if they only made $20,000 a year, you can collect $400,000 off their death. We talked about that over the last few years. That's one of the subjects that gets me in trouble in real life. Because remember, I've lost my car and hackers, and there's a while they had hacked my Patreon, my PayPal. I don't know, dude. Telling the truth's a dangerous game. But we're so deep into the game now, everything is dangerous. Oh, I think Brexit has asked for a 90-day or 30-day, I don't know, 60-day. They're like, we need 9 more months, and then we'll have our drone army complete. We need 3 more months. Then our underground facilities will be finished. We need to buy more time. Yep, that's a dragon, it's a question mark. The period is rebelling. And so, I don't know, what have we been here, like an hour at 4:30 a.m.? I don't know, maybe AccuWeather's live right now. Maybe the Weather Channel. But definitely during the big periods of the storms, I like to stay up on the graveyard shift to make sure somebody's watching. And so, yeah, the same rain band signatures I saw 2 weeks before the event, even if this doesn't happen in the places it shows, the amount of rain it's showing us is probably accurate. And so the next 2 months, Mother Nature's going to be leveling up. Ooh. And so it's best we level up. Yeah, but I've been saying that for like 5 years. So now sometimes, I don't know. The sun is definitely leveling up. Now, check this out. And one thing I've been noting is the dark spot at the bottom of the sun. The sun is pretty much the main subject, one of the main subjects I started Thor News on. And so yeah, this part is definitely undergoing some changes. Man, you are making me look bad. Just tell me again. Okay, wait. Holy crap, there's nobody. 38. Well, hello, 38. Yes, there's the sun.
Will you load faster, pretty please? You can do it. I have faith in you. It's there.
Jeez Louise. But you, can you do it?
Do it for me one time.
There we go. Alright. Finally, player one has entered the game. But this is one of those looks of the sun that I lovingly describe as rode hard and put up wet. A bit disheveled. A bit frayed. Like I had too much drink last night. I am not or would never imply that the sun is taking a walk of shame. Which technically I think was outlawed, that phrase, 3 years ago. So I wouldn't dare utter it in public, and especially not on the social networks and the internets and the dark underground internet. And so we're in a solo minimum, but looks like we got a giant sunspot that has shown up to this party. And she's rotating around our way. And it was about 12 days from there to here. And so it starts popping off solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Then the beats per minute of this party go up. So you better start practicing on your dance moves and your footwork now. Man, can you imagine if you're like a super giant? You could fly to the sun and go light your cigarette off that coronal sunspot. Now, how cool would you be? But if I could do that, I would have a date on Valentine's Day. Alright. Plasma. Plasma everywhere. The plasma looks a little loose. Boom. Oh, wait. I don't have a super chat because YouTube demonetized me a month ago. So, yeah. They demonetized me, I guess, for talking about whatever I talk about. It's literally been like a story of Job or a classic movie where your hero starts out with all this cool shit and decent stuff, and then the universe strips everything away from him, but then he comes back better than ever. But I'm at the point, I know, when my car died on the highway at like 70 miles an hour, that was crazy and weird. Yeah, I lived though. But I'm saying things have been increasingly difficult for me over the last 2 years. And especially since right before Thanksgiving. And which I think all the people who have donated and contributed and done the things to keep me alive since then. Because a lot of heavily invested people should try to get me to stop doing this. For whatever reasons, I could speculate, but that's not going to get me anywhere. But yeah, this is... Oh, it looks like Godzilla! And he's Godzilla-ing whatever's on the ground. So that's how I pretty much started. I'd watch the sun, and then I noticed the correlation between when the sun acts weird, Earth will act really weird. It's as simple as that. I also noticed, not counting Tabitha Scove, who's amazing, who's a solar scientist, and Joseph Gurman, who worked for, I think, 5 presidents under NASA, that dude is super, super, super cool. Seems like anybody else who's a scientist or talks about science, they're going to talk about the sun. They're going to show you stupid charts, man. You know? Well, like, I would show you shit on the sun, and they would be like, here's a minimum on solar maximum graph. And I'm like, no, bro, come look at the Godzilla. Godzillaing the thing on the ground. And then a few days later, you know, the weather gets weird on Earth. I got real good at that, and still am. But still, like 80% of scientists who are trying to sell you a carbon tax are like, no, dude, the sun does not affect the weather. It's the carbon. And to me, that still sounds like the dumbest shit I ever heard. You know, it's like dark matter. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, but you can invest billions and billions and billions of dollars into it. I mean, I don't know, I think we paid for and put up 10 different carbon satellite counter detectors in the last 5 years. You know how many actual telescopes we've put up since the Hubble in 95? Zero. Zero fucking telescopes. Maybe next year. But you can't, I mean, honestly, you cannot blame NASA, because the world has been in the oil and war economy since, like, I don't know, 1880, 1860, and they are stubborn. Technically, the last guy who really tried, whether or not Donald Trump is trying, that's up to your own personal assessment. But JFK was the last one to try it, and he ended up with his brain splattered all over his wife. Because as Sun Tzu said, every man dies. You can kill any singular man. So you can't blame NASA for canceling the space shuttle. And I'm surprised I'm even alive this long. So I've said some things that have insulted some people. And some people might be having doubts as to how much a carbon tax is a comprehensive strategy for dealing with the changes we'll be facing now and in the future. And so, you know, what happens is the sun pours energy into our planet through the upper atmosphere and the auroras, and then that hypercharges the core, and the planet grows. So the sun's energy is like food to our planet. And then so you get earthquakes and volcanoes. That's how it goes down. And science is like, hell no. They're dinosaur bones and oil, and the sun has no effect on volcanoes or earthquakes. You know. And the sun doesn't even really affect the weather. It's carbon. It's you. Yeah, the future is different than I thought it would be when I was 15. That's no surprise. Iwamoto revised. Look at that thing. Classic flying V pattern. And we sometimes, comets seem to make the atmosphere and the sun. Wow, that's pretty cool. You know, act a little extra special. And one of the jokes, well, like, I think me, Suspicious Observers, BP Earthwatch, like Dabu, most of the original comic crew, will say that when a comet hits the sun, when there's a sun-diving comet, almost every single time there's a giant coronal mass ejection. Sometimes multiple. You can ask SO, you can ask BP, you can ask Dabu, that, like, so of all the times we've covered sun-diving comets, like, every single time there's a giant coronal mass ejection. Sometimes even before. And still to this day, every single scientist insists that comets do not affect the sun. So it's just a crazy time, man. Well, you're going to see, It's a little binary companion. Everybody deserves somebody. Everybody should be with somebody. Because even though I may or may not be the coolest man on the planet, I'd much rather be on a great team where I was the 10th funniest and smartest guy on the team of 10. You know? I don't think this is no disrespect against any of the artists on American Idol, but I think American Idol may have screwed everything up. Because instead of working as a team in a great big band symphony, everybody's like, no, I want to be the only one on the stage. I want to be the only person here that wins. So that's where we're at. Sun through the clouds. Whoa. Yeah, and I've stared at the sun enough times to see you do some crazy shit, man. Whoa. I gotta go back to the storm. And you know another thing, like on all the live casts you see, where the thumbnail is always the same damn picture, I can't, it says like JS string broken, so I can't change the thumbnail on my live stream videos. And because Google and YouTube have no phone number or no customer service or anything, I think there's some back in email, but it's just a jack shit deal, bro. So yeah, like I didn't even, when they demonetized me, it was like nobody I can talk to or call or be like, wait, dudes, why did you guys demonetize me? What did I do wrong? The world is a strange place. Wait. Yeah, watching the color changes here. Right, here we go. Now light it. Oh. But it's the West Coast. So what time is it on the West Coast? It's 3. It's going to be 3. Get my orders out. Alright, so there's our... There's so much going on here. And if I'm one, what did you up? Dang it. Ooh, there's a good one. No, dang it. Double dang it. Yeah, look at the way that thing is hitting. And that's hitting with a full force. And Gamera is joining up with our Moisture Dragon to meet the Illuminati Eye in whatever weird geoengineering wave is going on. And I do always think it's funny or interesting when people assume that like all the parties are working together, like they were the Boy Scouts. As I've stated for the last few years, there's pretty much, in some way, shape, or form, been a full schism going on. Some people have just been having a hard time getting along or seeing things straight. Or, some men will do the most dastardly things just in the pursuit of a woman. Wow, so that almost looks like... It starts out as a gorilla, but then it turns into a boar, B-O-A-R. See that? Man, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But this is definitely a dangerous situation. And I'm talking about 2019. Alright, let me go back. I think I'm going to try and go till at least 5. Because then the East Coast will be awake. Then it would be 6 a.m. there. Oh, yeah. Oh, but let me say that. That's at this point, and I love you guys, Asteroid Fight Club. Anyone who's been with me this whole process, anybody who's been cool, I love you. I'm so glad you're here and I appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing it without you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, when I've been warning people as accurately as anyone on the planet all month, and then I'm warning you again that the storm is even worse than you not thought, probably. You know, like, what type of, like, okay, dude. Yeah, the down thumbers. What the fuck were you expecting? What would I have to do better to get an A plus or even just a C? Some people you can't please. And that's, I don't know if you noticed, but from the 1st till the 12th, I made like 27 videos. Or to the 10th. And I was back in full stride. And that felt good. 2018 was really rough. It was like a 4-month period where I couldn't even edit videos together. My self-esteem was so low. People kept stabbing me in the back, stealing, just a bunch of crazy-ass weird shit. So yeah, there's the more. So this thing has not even really begun. And notice how this is breaking off almost like flat walls. Now, how that is going to affect where it hits. And I think, you know what would be weird is, because at this point I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Nobody does. But, so this is the dangerous thing right here. Wherever it trains across is they're going to have major problems if people could die if they're not aware. And so right now, if it even skips south of San Diego, it looks like that shit would go straight into Phoenix. And I don't think anybody put out a like 5 inches of rain warning into Phoenix or even Las Vegas, but I would definitely guess at this point that we will see flooding, even if it heads north in Vegas for sure. This is a lot of moisture coming in. You got 2 different systems. You have this system coming in, and then you have this giant system coming in. So, look at the size. Like, this is like 8 times the size. This is the Hercolubus of hurricanes. Although it's fire and ice. But I want to say again, as I'm wrapping it up at least for a while, that this is why I've been doing my channel. This is why I formed Asteroid Fight Club and saying we have to work it. This is exactly why I'm saying anybody who's like, we gotta build the wall. Yo, dude, you must not be able to deduce. It's like trying to build a wall in the middle of a hurricane. Trying to build a wall in the middle of a blizzard. Mother Nature's been tearing our infrastructure up across the world so fast. You either build new cities of the future, or just we go down doing the old shit as the wheels fall off. Occam's razor. But we'll see. because we're going into severe weather season, and I have a feeling we could see hurricane season a month or two in advance. Because in the story of Fire and Ice, what is it, February? It's technically still winter up there. There's a big battle between the heat and the super cold. And most models are saying that somewhere near the end of the month, we're going to see another big cold shot. So, this would be... Let me write it down. There you go. So this would be the 23rd, and all of this is subject to change. And so that shows another big cold push possibly coming. As the volcanoes will be erupting and the giant storms will take place somewhere in the middle, where the road meets the rubber. And so definitely, if any of this information has scared you and you need to cuddle panic, please use protection wisely, because if civilization doesn't collapse, I don't know if either political party knows this, but you can literally avoid pregnancy if you want to. By either abstaining or oral sex. Or I guess protection. I don't know if you know this, I'm a male, and I hated back in the day when I used to get to have love-making adventures. Condoms are not fun. That is definitely a great place to end it. But watch how the hot heat is pumping up into here. All that major action has been happening here. Like, let's look at it again. Boom. Wind gusts. Look at that thing. That thing is so huge. And what is causing this strike? There's so much crazy stuff there. Well, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. And definitely extra happy Valentine's Day to Selena, Emma, and Amelia. My X-Men ladies. I don't own them. I'm not claiming possession in any way, shape, or form. And it'll be interesting to see how windy, because this wind field doesn't make any sense. There are definitely parts of the coast that are seeing 50 miles per hour wind gusts. And it looks like some of the heavier stuff is going near Salinas. Right, 59 knots. $67. So this is a heavy wind, heavy rain event, and I'm talking about PG&E's declaring bankruptcy because they set fires. It's not funny. And so that's the cool thing about being a corporation is you can take out as much debt as you want to because they have $50 billion in debt. I think Apple has like $90 billion in debt, even though they have $250 billion in cash. You want to know why you take out the maximum amount of debt you can if you're a corporation? Because it's limited liability. We learned that in Enron, and then we learned that lesson again in 2008. But it's 2019, and you know, we got to keep our fingers crossed, say our prayers. But definitely in Southern California, this is the rain train to watch. See what this thing does, see where it goes. Hopefully the models are right and that storm is going to just kind of break off, but this is the thing, the piece de la resistance that I've been watching, and I ain't never seen nothing like that. Yeah. Thank you. I'd appreciate it. Like I said, I know a lot of people are pressed for cash. I think they came out with a report that said, was it like 7 million Americans are 3 months late behind their car payment. And it was like, with me, with my car, what happened was, I don't know, I just got this crazy idea that if I went to a specific place, I would see Selena. So I went, and that was interesting. Anyway, when I went back to my car, it was just totally dead. And I didn't leave the lights on or anything. It wasn't cold, and the battery was decent. Anywho, so the super cool young lady, a friend of mine, took me to go see if we could jumpstart my car, get it to work. It didn't. And so I had to tow it to this auto mechanic. It was great. And he checked everything out, and he said it was the terminals. And so I only had to pay $45. I was excited. And then it died on me again. So I went and spent $150 on a brand new car battery. And then I put the battery in, and then I went to run an errand that was like 20 miles away from my house. And so I was doing like 70, 80 on the highway, and then the car just died. And it gave me a little bit of warning, a couple minutes. But a minute and a half. And so, and I would guess it was alternated, but there was just, I get a lot of death threats in there where people saying that if I keep doing this, and the pressure up until that point has just been being really heavily applied to me in every single way from every single direction. Like when I say yeah. And over the last 2 years, there have been 2 different women who spent the night here. So I'm just saying that I don't know. Shit has been rough. And so I know a lot of you guys are going through rough times too. And that, so when my car died, having spent all that money on my car, like I couldn't afford to have it towed back to in front of my car apartment. And so my buddy took me, and I tried to drive with a charged battery, tried to drive back. I only made it like 2 miles. And I went back, and the first time I had to walk there and then back because I left my backpack. So I ended up walking like 8, 10 miles a night. And the whole point was, if there's $100 that made me lose my car because the last place that my car died, when I raised enough money to go finally get it towed back, the business had it towed. And so it cost me like $300 to get my car out, and then I have a car that doesn't work. Yeah. So a lot of us are on a paycheck to paycheck basis, or are one big mistake from, and I lost part of my manhood when my car died because I had a car since I was 15, because I've been working full time since I was 15. And so, I had a giant dark night of the soul. It's like, oh my God, I'm never going to date a woman again. A woman's going to date me now. A, I'm broke, always. This is my job. B, I don't even have a car. So it's like, oh shit, I never get to have sex again. So yeah, it was a sad night. Then I woke up the next day, I was like, well, the good news is I save $100 in car insurance every day, right, a month. And then I don't know, I'd cut down my going out to about once every 10 days. I'd go out and have a couple drinks, and then I'd drive around the city. I'd get to whatever the legal limit was, I'd get right there, and then I'd drive around from like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. And so that cost money. Not a lot, but so by losing my car, I saved a lot of money. That's how I looked at it. Anyway, but so yeah, they're the haves and the have-nots. And the thing about the 2008 crisis was it got rid of the middle class. And, it's like the people who did end up with a lot of money, they really don't like to share. Really. Yeah, so. But I appreciate, man, if anybody sends me $1, anybody who's kept me alive and trying to bring you guys the truth. And trying to, I don't know, 6 years I've been saying, you know what? Politics is a total fucking distraction. And People don't listen. And we're definitely, votes are not going to solve this problem. And a carbon tax is definitely not going to solve this problem. But just like I predicted all this shit, I predict at some point we will actually band together and we will make it through. Some days I'm more faith in that than others. You know, it would be nice if, like, men go as the women go. And so for like the last 2 years, it's been all about how horrible men are and how great women are. And I don't know if you know this, but was in 1960, the women got together and marched and protested for war, right? Peace against war when JFK was there. And so JFK signed a partial nuclear testing ban. I mean, think about how crazy that is. All the women were like, hell no, we're going to protest, and we do not want nuclear war, we do not want war. All the women, not all, but I mean, they went and protested, and they said, no more war. You know, it's definitely different from today, where I guess, you know, the marches now, we want to be paid equal as those CEOs who are paid 30,000 times their lowest employee. But can I be honest with you? The whole idea of looking for equality in a capitalist system is the dumbest shit ever. I mean, the foundation of capitalism is inequality. So yes, Gillette is going to sell you equality. Yes, Coca-Cola, Fox, and CNN are going to sell you equality. So while they're giving you a speech or finding the worst dickhead they can find, they're also going to run commercial breaks. And so that has been the way to make a lot of money over the last 2, 3, 4 years, is by, you got to be angry and blaming somebody. And those people did really well. What did Megyn Kelly walk away with? Was it a $32 million like pay settlement? I mean, Alex Jones at one time, it was like 2.5 years ago. That's when, like, I was predicting hurricanes accurately. Alex was on 60 Minutes bragging about having $50 million. His budget a year was $50 million. I shit my pants. I mean, I would guess I'd do all this for about $17,000 a year. And he's like, yeah, we're at $50 million, you know, I'm bringing $50 million a year. So, and then you do the math on how much colloidal silver you gotta sell to make $50 million, man. You know, but I mean, I'm not slamming Bill Hicks. I definitely was a huge fan of him when his name was Bill. That's tongue in cheek. But Bill Hicks could have pulled it off if that's what he wanted to do. And if that were true, that would mean that good guys would probably run shit behind the scenes. Because the actual more theater war and less war we actually have is a good thing. And I still have this weird theory that even though people like to think the secret societies are evil, that actually the like core groups are really good. Who knows? We'll find out. Definitely. Here in this grand transition. See, this is why when I check the chat, and I go on some long ass. This is why I definitely would like to have a co-kick side, like Emma or Selena or Amelia. I want to sit in on a Major Storm. That'd be great. Although they'd have to answer to the Coca-Cola Corporation. That's the Doctor Strange lecture. What's it talking about? Okay, so yeah, this is just the startup. This is the light stuff. And then, but you can already see, the good news is it's south of Los Angeles. So if the trend continues that way, that looks like that giant rain train band, that looks like where it would go. Although if that happened, then Flagstaff and these areas would probably get the super surprise, holy shit, you guys didn't tell us this much rain was coming. Rain train, which is the most dangerous part of the storm right now, in my opinion. Definitely do your own due diligence. Look at multiple sources, but my theory is solid that this whole line, wherever it's going to train over for a day and a half, 2 days, with its oranges and reds, which some models had said wouldn't still be here, and I disagreed with them the whole time. That is the #1 danger here, wherever that shit goes. And then, like I said, you have a secondary storm coming, rolling in low from Alaska, so this is just a whole situation. Once again, I've done everything I could for 2 weeks to prepare everybody for this situation. But if it definitely is a major situation, a lot of people die. I'll still go through guilty periods. And the last 4 frames, it always pops up like this, so it won't get this crazy, but it's still gonna get crazy. And, you know, on Valentine's Day, for being as funny and as cool and as awesome as I've been, I'm just still shocked. The one thing that surprised me is I still can't believe I haven't had a good damn kiss in 13 months. It's wild. But it's like the X-Men movie. If the White Queen and the Phoenix don't want Thor to kiss anyone, then the movie's probably not going to get to kiss anyone. At least tell his buddies help him out, and they get them off those crazy nanodust Tony Stark drugs. And the intervention from the other X-Men women. Possibly Superman and Batman. So yeah, it's a crazy situation. I'll be back. Wait. Yeah, I mean, if I had my choice, I would definitely be making out the majority of the time till the end of the world. You know, if you only got like a week left, or in a month, or in 3 years. So I was turned to my imaginary girlfriend. She's gorgeous. And I say, I will kiss you all the time. Hey, it's like a 2-headed dragon. And then she giggles, but I can't hear her because she's imaginary. And we can go back to checking the chat. But it's now 5, so rain increasing here in Los Angeles. Yes, but this line is yes, it's going to continue to increase. And some spots are going to see, I don't know, I think 3 inches in, I don't know, I saw some, like, this place I think I had 15 minutes, it got 3 inches. I mean, so we'll see more anomalous stuff in certain areas. But definitely, shit is getting anomalous all over. You know, you had the snow in the Hawaii volcano. There's a giant flag. You got the fact that Australia's been having this major heat wave. And next to the major heat wave, you've got that giant thing. I mean, if all of that went over Australia, Australia would almost be gone. And that, can't even describe how much rain that is right there. I mean, was it 3 inches? 3 of it's an hour. And it's that 3 inches of rain. And so if that whole thing put 3 inches of rain over the majority of Australia, they would be in bigger problems than they're already in. And I mentioned that they had to shoot 1,200 camels that were dying of thirst, because dying of thirst was one of the most painful ways to die. And just tons of lands flooded out. Thousands of camels may have died. And then watch all the pink show up here. So, parts of Brazil and Venezuela. And there were bad floods in Mexico yesterday. 2-3 days ago, it was a very active volcano period where I think there were 5 major eruptions. Oh yeah, there's the big punch right there. That thingy. And sorry if I jump around, but I've been covering this for 2 weeks straight almost. I definitely haven't gotten any good sleep since I saw this thing. Although I did have that one dream one night about Hermione, Emma. And that was awesome. It's one of those dreams where it's so good and you wake up and you're like, damn it! Take me back! I've done that before and then you go back to sleep and you end up having a nightmare. Not this time, but I've done it in my life where I'm like, no dude, that dream was so good, I'm going back to sleep. And you do. Dreams are crazy. Whoa. I love you like a love song, baby. And I don't know what it is, but Selena's talking voice just kills me. That thing is just, wow. Most professional singers are good at the chorus, but it's people who make the verse so dang special that gets my goat in a good way. And so yeah, Selena definitely gets my goat. Greatest of all time. Okay, so that is it. Look at that. There's a shit ton of moisture. And then where did the good one go? The double wall. There's that one. So there, oh yeah, if you just joined us, nothing we will be watching. And I'm also semi-pro at this. The dams, with all the rain coming in, we got 87% at Lake Petite. And we were watching that giant chunk come there. And then San Luis is at 90. And so that whole area is going to be taking a whole lot of rain. And I definitely don't trust these models. Because like I said, this right now is what the models are telling you. Here we go, let it run. And just remember though, ma'am, if you do happen to be famous, talented, cool, awesome, and just want to make out for like a day or two, I don't ever have to tell anybody. But that is dependent on like you not insulting me 100 times, you're not lying, you're not stealing, you're not trying to fuck up my life. Because yes, then after that, I might say something. But only because it was last resort. Capiche? Ooh, I saw a horse in the mill bars. We're definitely going to earthquake watch for until this major storm ends. Let me fly this thing out. Boom. Holy shit. Yeah, dude. Example number 858 of why the wall is the dumbest idea ever. So it's almost like Venus. We're getting there. Oh my god. That looks like almost like a spaceship. Yeah, look at this. Oh, I remember there's that giant megastorm on Neptune. There's a giant megastorm on Uranus. There was the giant sandstorm on Mars that killed Opportunity. Look at that. That's just a mega. That is. But as a compliment I've gotten a lot over the years, people have said, well, if the world was ending, I'd like to hear from you. Which I take as a big compliment, but I don't want the world to end. I didn't work nonstop so long to have it end in failure. Yeah, look at that. wave after wave after wave. And one day I want to visit Europe and the rest of the world. I definitely want to kiss like 100,000 more times. Whatever. Happy Valentine's Day. So yeah, if you do want to donate to my 75% off boxes of chocolate fund for all my hard work, the one thing I'm definitely excited about for Valentine's Day is the day after Valentine's Day, all those boxes of chocolate go on sale 75% off. I would like to thank one of my best friends, one of the coolest guys I've ever known, Apollo, at I think New Year's Eve day. We hung out, bought me a burger. Then he took me to Target to all the Christmas candy was 80% off. So I spent, I think, like $8. Yeah, Reese's Peanut Butter. They had a $10 Reese's Peanut Butter cups, where they were giant by those, but there's so much good. Yeah. So I'm all geared up, and I got a CVS in walking distance. I got grocery store in walking distance. So that's what I'm excited about. So if you want to donate, I got the PayPal link in there. So that looks like a giant shark whale. So I'm going to take my sexual frustration out on multiple boxes of chocolates. I probably won't spend more than $10. That'll probably be my budget. But if it's 75% off, what is that? Is it going to be good, man? Maybe I'll do an unboxing video now. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Okay, so yeah, it's a situation. I didn't undersell this. I mean, I didn't interesting monger this thing. Oh, and now we got new glitches. So California, I will say my prayers, and I lived in Hollywood for a year, third in Brea, right by the tar pits, and then NorCal for a year, like 2 years ago. And those are some beautiful drives. Although you could definitely, that hacker aspect of the culture, you could feel it. Houston's pretty damn cool. Most people are pretty chill and awesome. And if you heard otherwise, it's probably because they don't want out-of-towners. If you're not cool. Anyway. So I love you guys. Thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, people can, and people try to insult me. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I've called so many cool things accurately for so long. It's literally almost impossible to insult me. It's like even over the last week, a lot of my trolls and haters have been trying to rub it in that I lost my car. I don't have a car. I'm like, dude, I'm still Thor News. And tables turn sometimes. Maybe we'll save the day and men will allow to be cool again. Men will allow to be awesome again. And maybe someday soon, women will talk about something else other than women. Because at times, if you talk about the same subject too much, people get bored of it. Like weather. There's our dragon, there's our arm, and if I said anything to offend you, I'm sorry. But I don't know, as long as society's going back and judging everyone's even little things, I don't want to get into that. But I predicted that the media would have some horrible anti-man story for Valentine's Day. And so they came out with the Ryan Adams manipulated his wife. Ryan Adams manipulated women into sex. As far as I know, I don't know all the details yet, there was no crime committed. And that, I don't even know. I don't know, man. So I knew they have a story, and we know they killed rock and roll. So they had him go after Ryan Adams, and he literally had to kind of like hide away from the Disney parade of guys who told you they were from Atlanta, but technically were from MI6 area. And, you know, I'm pretty sure 70% of anyone's ex-wife or ex-husband, if that is going to count as social media evidence to literally have the entire mass mob of internet tear people apart. I don't know. I guess I'm just saying I'm sick of the media talking about how horrible men are every single day, all day. Especially when I've been so amazing for 2 years and no one in the media has ever noticed. Not counting Weather Twitter. They've been fantastic. That Cranky Weather guy's been... He's another reason I still continue to do this. It's been so great having someone who's really good at it and does such a great job when the chips are down. And you guys. And shout out to, you know, all the Dutch and Dabu, Suspicious Observers, Interview Me33, Pink Saffret, hell, even Sheila Aliens. I wonder what's going to happen next. Again, Google, YouTube, pretty much monopoly. Isn't it weird that no other companies ever had other places ever offered you a video service with any type of pay other than Google? Oh. Now I'm like, shit, but if I talk for 3 hours like I did in that, if I say something dumb, okay, but I gotta, you know, it's like I say, it's all. I mean, I'll tell the Rothschilds, and I'll tell the guy who's laying the bricks in your house, no one is safe. When I had someone tell me, I'm going to be totally safe in Australia. No, you are not. If you think that anyone has this under control, you are wrong. And that the richest are not getting along. So everybody's fighting. And so if there is a weather war, it is only increasing the situation and the instability. And so this they ain't got the shit under control. I mean, that's why, you know, I don't know. And literally, you know, the people, it's like, I know there are going to be volcanoes that erupt on the West Coast. It happens. But the people who are invested in the real estate and the corporate insurance, they don't want people moving out of the coasts. They'd rather make money off those people, and you should look into all the land that has been bought up in the middle. It's like, has the media told you that most of the power players from Silicon Valley have actually moved to Ohio? No, they have not. So literally, if you are trying to convince people that mankind has total control of the weather, you are totally lying to them. And so I use the sun. And how many times have I gone out and seen the sun do amazing things? So you're just like the scientists who are like, no, the sun doesn't affect the weather. You know who it is? It's George Soros. George Soros has an app that is controlling everything. The oceans. Yes, that is correct. The iPhone is now so powerful it can harness every single drop in the ocean. And the volcanoes, no. Those were a lie. It's you know, like when people say, we found barium and strontium, yeah, the sun is fucking pouring that shit out. So when the solar wind comes out, it's plasma and particles and mass. The sun is a giant furnace that takes all the stuff and then it remakes it and spits back out. So to the levels they found in geological stuff, all the things that people quote when they talk about chemtrails, that's coming from the sun. They're trying to manage the radiation and the light. I know for 4 years too, when people are like, look, there's a spray in the sky. And I'm like, you're right, they are. But it's solar radiation management because the sun is pouring all this energy into the earth constantly. So it's causing major changes everywhere. And that it would actually be worse if they weren't putting up the shield. And as far as I know, a year ago, they even got like a geodesy code up. So, they're good guys out there who have money and technology, but no one is in control. But I don't know, like 70% of Americans have been convinced that, been telling me for 2 years, either Hillary's going to jail or Donald Trump is going to be impeached. And the whole time I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. And you know what? They're all wrong, and I was right again. So all the people who are like, we're invading Iraq. It's a fucking great idea. Just like the wall, it's a great idea. And you know what? It's a fucking horrible idea. Just like I said the whole time. And so, yeah, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Woohoo! Gonna feel heavy metal. Man, I miss my guitar. Look at that. Oh yeah, so another thing. Oh, do you guys remember the picture? When I'm in Midland, Texas and I have the 2 sons? I'll tell that story some other time. Okay. Y'all have a great morning. Peace out. Oh, I don't think it's not fair when she wears the red lipstick. That face. Okay, you guys are cool.